I love seeing the journey of everybody. And with assistant coaches, it's not linear. But for you, it has been here with the Bears. Different positions, but a great 9th year to start a career that started with humble beginnings and now an NFL defensive coordinator. As it set in, how does it feel? And you feel you reach one of your milestones?
Yeah, it's very humbling. I'm obviously very gracious for the opportunity that Coach Matt and Ryan and Mr. McCaskey and Mrs. McCaskey and Ted Phillips have given me. Like you said, it started humble beginnings, and I hope to continue it that way too.
What's the very first thing you did when Matt Nagy told you were the Bears defensive coordinator?
Oh man, so I took the call. I was at home, we were off. I took the call, went upstairs because my kids are running around all over the place and loud. So I went upstairs to get in a quiet room, and I think I just took a deep breath, kind of a big sigh of relief, a deep breath, and just want to savor that moment. And then right after that, obviously went down and told my wife. She was excited, obviously, and emotional. It was an emotional time, which was great. Told my kids, and then get the parents and the family involved. And obviously called Vic early. Vic was one of my first calls as well, just because of the impact that he's had on me.
Obviously because you've been there and a lot of these guys know you, I think it's a term of respect, including endearment when they call you Doc, given your educational background. You are Doc, but, players will forever just want to be told, okay, tell me where I need to be, tell me why, and put me in a position to succeed. It sounds cliche, but really, when you boil it all down to the basics, isn't that what we're talking about here? And they come to you already with a lot of those questions. So do you feel you'll be able to command that room?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a question I faced really all my career. Will you be able to command the room? Will you be able to do this? And I think I've proven that time and again in all the different roles I've been in, whether it's been a special teams coordinator, or running back coach, an outside linebacker coach, a quality control, safeties coach, that the commanding of the room and the respect comes from trust, right? It comes from me earning that with the players. And how do they do that? Well, in my experience, they do it through knowledge and all those things that you can provide them in terms of the whys and the hows and for them to see their fit and their vision clearly and how they can succeed within the defense.
Snap, throw, pressure comes, down he goes. Snap, Brady sidesteps to the pocket of Joe, and down he goes. Tries to jack the ball, and he's thrown down the end zone. Gotta be a safety.
For as long as I can remember, players have told me pressure breaks pipes. You watch the Super Bowl, say, hey, what's your takeaway on the Super Bowl? It was the relentless pressure. The relentless pressure that probably started even before kickoff. Do you think you can align a defense in that kind of way? But because when they pop on the tape, when they're reviewing you 3 games back, getting ready for their next opponent, it's this Bears defense. Oh boy. Because it starts then, doesn't it, mentally?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. That stuff that's palpable, in my opinion, just like you said, that's almost a non-negotiable, and people feel it. You felt it when I was coaching high school ball, and you felt it in college, and you feel it in the NFL. That I want people to take a deep breath when they watch the Bears defense and say, okay, now we're in for something here. Some things may not be good on every play, but the one thing we can hang out our head on is that these guys are going to come to play. And they're going to come with energy. They're going to come with some physicalness and some toughness. And then when we match the scheme and the buy-in from these players to perform and execute at a high level, and I think the sky's the limit for our guys.
In this position now, how would you assume your characterization will be as a coach? Will you be fiery? Will you be you? Will you be the guy we see on Zoom? The very thought-provoking, congenial personality? What do you think?
I think you're going to see a mashup of it all. Obviously, I'm a thoughtful individual, and I pride myself in education. And our players have seen it. There's been instances of fieriness from me where I think that's appropriate, and those guys want to feel it, and they're going to feel it from me. They're going to get the energy. They're going to be challenged, mentally and physically. And I think they're going to see that we're going to have certain standards and demands. There's a certain level of standard of play expected by Chicago Bears defense since the inception of this franchise. We're willing and able to accept that standard. and surpass it. And I think that's going to be important. Like you said, every team sometimes has to take on the culture of its city. And we're not going to shy away from the toughness and the grit that this city's built on and this franchise has been built on. And there's a little bit of extra pressure on defense, but that's why we want to do it.